Hey guys, today we're going to go through all of my Procreate mermaids. Okay, we're going to start with one of the very first drawings I did on Procreate, which is crazy to me that it's only been like this long. So this is from the year 2020. I think we all know what happened down in 2020, but that was also the time I decided, you know what? I'm going to buy myself an iPad and I'm going to buy myself Procreate because I want to learn how to do more digital art. And that's what I did. So I took a sketch that I had done previously and tried my best to draw over it with this new process that I was still learning. And it's kind of obvious that it's still something I was learning. Um, I was playing around with so much and I didn't really know what I was doing. Um, Not to say I still don't do that, but I do that less often. But I think she turned out pretty good. She was based off of a prompt for that mermaid, or for that mermaid, so I liked it. And then we shoot all the way 2 years to 2022. Now, I don't remember if I just didn't draw a mermaid in 2021, or if I just drew the mermaids, you know, like traditionally. I don't remember. But anyway, we have this weird jump, and you could kind of see that I'm doing sketches on Procreate now. Now, once again, it's not to say that I don't still throw a sketch that I really like into Procreate and draw over it. I do that all the time. But I'm learning how to do it on the tablet, which, if you guys have been here for a long time, I had a small tablet that I attached to my computer, and that's how I did stuff digitally. And it was very obvious I had no idea what I was doing. The system, I didn't know what I was doing. And I realized really quick I was not, I feel like I couldn't learn because I had like one of those tablets that, like I said, attaches to the computer. So you're drawing on this tablet, but you have to look at the screen. And if you guys can do that really well, I know a lot of professionals do it really well, and I'm just like, more power to you. But I need to look at what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I have very shaky line art, so I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, that sort of thing. So it makes it really hard for me to learn. But here I was playing around with like multiple different colors. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of freehanding the entire thing. I ended up going with kind of something close to the line art that I had originally done, and kind of made it like a how do I explain it? Kind of like a inky style. So, if you do watercolors or inks, you have these like really deep, dark colors, and then it's kind of a little splotchy, and it goes to the lighter colors. And that's kind of what I was playing around with. And once again, I'm still playing around with backgrounds, like I'm spazzing out the screen. But I ended up going with, once again, something neutral, something that still drew your eye to this lovely little mermaid. But yeah, I think at that point, that was when I was like, okay, I got to learn how to do some type of backgrounds. Because if I'm going to be drawing mermaids, or if I'm just going to be drawing anything that has to have a setting, they're going to need something. And I was not well versed in it. So, literally the same year, we have maybe a couple days, I don't even know, to this one. So this was my first real attempt of drawing oceany, like overlays and backgrounds in Procreate. Now I used to do that, like the ocean settings and everything, with my mermaids traditionally, and they're okay. they're okay. I still probably need to learn how to do that, traditionally too. But I had a certain idea for this one, and I just was dying to see if I can do it. So I played around a lot with the sketching, but I have like these little sea turtles and the grass, like the seagrass kind of flowing. It's supposed to be like the ocean floor. And I always imagine like instead of like, we stargaze. So I'm sure like mermaids and mer people would like set stargazing. They would just like sit on the ocean floor and like, migrate gaze, watch turtles go to one area to another, or school of fish one way to another, or see like where the whales go, that sort of deal. So I really kind of went and ran with that. And, I still don't hate this one. This has been 3 years old and I still don't hate it. I think every mermaid that I've done, I can pull one really good thing out of it. And I love how this one really draws you into a setting of a story. This is probably one of the only ones that does that I have on this, like digitally. So it's really cool to see that. And then we hop next year to 2023. I start off with this kind of lineless coloring. I also just had gotten brushes from another artist for like to make curls and braids and like cool afro brushes, and I was dying to try them out. So I'm sure you guys have seen her on YouTube or Instagram if you are on there, but I'll put her name up here so that way you could find her. But I ended up getting these lovely brushes. I ended up going with like the loose curls for this one. I had no real plan for this. I just kind of threw it together because I was just dying to try the hair brushes. But I really like the color scheme that Anne chose for this. It's very pastel. I don't know. Like, this is kind of like, I like pastels. I realize as I'm older, I like certain pastels, but it's mainly like, oranges and peaches and all that. But anyway, this is also where I really wanted to focus on settings as well, because as of last year, I had tried. I'm like, okay, let's try again. Let's add more detail. I wish I did more when it comes to like what fish probably would have been. I used a certain brush. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, it's okay. Like, it turned out okay. Gets the point across. I still liked it. I still love the mermaid. I love her so much. Okay, and then we're gonna hop into last year. So this is pulling back from when I did sketches on paper, did the line art, and kind of went from there. So I didn't, once again, it was one of those things where I drew it and I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I played around with the colors, and that's probably what I did the most, honestly. I played around with the colors. I really wanted to try again with backgrounds, kind of like that underwater style. I will say one thing I really do appreciate about Procreate and just digital drawing in general is that I can adjust certain things. So I did the line art, like exactly tracing what I had done, and then I realized her arm's too long, or her face was a little too wide, like not enough definition for what I was looking for. And I just kind of changed it a little bit, and there we go. Also, if you wanted to know what I looked like as a mermaid as of last year, this is kind of like
I was going out based off of like my own personal reference of myself. So here you go. That's what I look like as of last year. But yeah, and that's where I kind of played around with the fish, and then I tried to play around with like maybe some lighting too. And I feel like it just made it pop. And you'll see that same process come up again in the more recent one. Here's my second sketch. This was after a prompt of Mermaid, I believe. I think the prompt was birthday. And I just thought it'd be cute if, like, story is like some guy at the lighthouse brought her a birthday cake to the pier so she can blow out the candles and make a birthday wish. Now this one was tricky because I wanted to try the braids again from the same brush set. Looking back, I wish I made them a little darker, like especially like in the root, so there was a lot more definition at the ends, because that way there was a lot more definition, plus it's in the water. I wish I had done that, but you know, I didn't know. I'm still learning. Use some water, like that water like overlay. I still like it. I just wish I did love it a little bit more. Same year, digital sketch. I was really wanting to do like sketches of a couple of characters that I have in my stories, and I remember putting it in a poll between the 3 sketches I had done, and she was the first. So she just won by a landslide sort of deal. She is so fun to do. I had never fully done a digital sketch of her, and there's actually a handful of characters I have not done yet. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. I can give backstories and all that too, because I've been doing this for like 10 years. But anyway, I just knew I wanted to try the brushes one more time, try to add more definition, kind of learn from my mistakes from the previous one. And then I really wanted to pull in like lights and shadows, because I just wanted her to be as glamorous as possible, because that is literally her. I ended up going with a different tail, something very like flowy and not your norm, like almost like a jellyfish, if that makes sense. I feel like it fits the vibe, it fits the like extravagance, and I made sure that her lighting like around her, like her tail and her like front is all gold, because it just suits her. Now this one is this year's. This one, I'm going to say, I think I learned from every single mermaid I had done before to make this one. And I am beyond proud of how it turned out. So this was actually the second place sketch from last year. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I was like, she's definitely giving off like she's longing for something, like she's looking at something beyond, like either a sunset or a sunrise, but she sees something and she loves it and she's at peace, but at the same time she's longing for it. And I remember someone saying when we did this vote last year that she was like, she looks like she has a story. And I'm like, well, yes, she does. So I implemented the backgrounds, learning shading, how to do line art. There's that fun lighting again. Textures. I really played with textures on this, and I think it worked really well for me. I used the same brush for the tail that I had done for the previous one, and it just turned out amazing. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Out of all these eras of mermaids, which one was your favorite?
I'm dying to know. Stay creative, guys. Bye.